you on this January Friday morning, a little chilly, probably no matter where you're at. I think that's happening in the country. Maybe if you in the South or the West are warm. And speaking of the West, let's take a moment and bring our hands together and send prayers to all those in California, in the LA area, sending them prayers and hoping that these fires are going to settle down. Take a few breaths in and out through your nose as we center. There is power in us sending positive thoughts to those in need, including ourselves. And release. And let's start to just move the hands. We'll make a flame so we can get warmed up. The flame from within, not the external, right? So circling around on your wrist. There's no right or wrong here. Just start to move the hands and the arms. And I like to just kind of roll your hands around. You can lift the arms upward or downward. Yeah, real important to move the joints to tell the body. It's like a signal. Hey, body, I'm going to start moving. Let's bring this into thumb on the inside of the palms. Wrap your fingers around and now start to circle. Whoop. Tight, tight, tight. I don't know if you're feeling that or not. This is where it gets super duper tight for me. So when you circle your hands around, notice the left hand is a lot tighter than the right. Just things to notice. And then reverse it. And let's place our hands down and circle our right ankle. So let's pick up the knee and give this leg a hug in and then begin to circle the ankle. So first part, we're freeing our joints up. Get them moving. Circle it one way a few times. I would say at least 3, maybe 5 or more. And then circle it the other way. Thinking about lifting tall through our spine. And of course, an awareness to our breath. And let's let that leg go. And other side. It's helpful to come towards the front of your chair as we begin to move to help your posture. Lifting the left knee in and up towards us. And circle the ankle around. Now, if your leg is feeling heavy, you can put a strap. You could even fold the strap. And then stick it under your thigh like that and circle. If that's a little bit more accessible for you. The knee doesn't have to be super high. You're going to lift it to what's good for you. Try to keep upright on your sitting bones so you're not leaning back or forward. And reverse it if you haven't already. And then release it down. Let's roll towards the outside of our feet, the knees open, and then roll towards the inside. So outside and inside. Don't worry about what you do with your hands. If you want to follow this, you may. Opening and closing the knees, rolling from inside to outside on our feet. So important that we start to feel and sense the bottom of our feet, whatever that is for you. Notice what you're feeling. Because in the cold, it's easy not to feel the bottom of our feet, right? You lucky duckies, whoever in the warmth right now, come back to center and let's inhale and lift the right heel up. And you'll notice you might feel some activation in your calf and then exhale, lower the heel down. Inhale, left heel rises. So we're pushing down through the mounds of the toes. Getting a stretch through, perhaps you feel it in your arch, your ankles lifting, and then lower it down. And now take your right foot forward, pull the toes towards you, and then press them away. and pull them in. We're flexing, and then outwards we're pointing. In, out, and circle it around and about, and bring the knee in towards you and let it go. Other side. Let's drag that left heel forward. Pull the toes towards you. That's gonna tighten the back of the calf, and then point. And you might feel a stretch across the front of the leg, and then up and down. So pull toes towards you and point them away and downwards away from you. And as we breathe in, we breathe out, give a little bit of a circle and pull the knee back in. And let's start to walk in place, swinging our arms. So we want to build up some heat. Build it up. Yep, swing your arms forward and back. I got this wall behind me, so you might hear a clunk as I bang into the wall. Try to be graceful about it. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice, are you doing the same arm and leg? Could we switch it up? Do the opposite arm and leg. So if you're doing the same, switch it up and do the opposite. And if you're doing the opposite, switch it up and do the same. Just to get the brain and the mind and the movement going. And then let's do some crisscross action. So right knee rises left and take your left arm out to the side. Left arm rises, right arm out to the side. So a little bit of crisscross. Crisscross. Breathe in and breathe out. You can always take a break. If it feels like I'm moving too fast for you, then please take a break. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's come back to center. Inhale, lift your right knee up, open it out to side, place it down. Let's do that again. We're going to bring it back in. Inhale, right knee up, bring it in forward, exhale, lower the foot down. A few times. Inhale up, exhale out to side, lower it down, inhale it up, bring it on in, and exhale, lower it down. One more time, bring it up, out to the side, lower it down. Let's situate ourselves so we're making about a 90-degree angle. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to depend on your body and your inner thighs, how open they are. With your hands on your thighs, lean forward, roll your shoulders up and back. Notice if your ribs are going forward or dropping down. Try to pull them up a bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Push down through your feet and inhale, rise up, press palms into thighs. Yes, let's do that again. Lean forward, palms are pressing into thighs. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's do that a few times. It feels good. Roll the shoulders towards your ears. Take them back and around. Yes. Next time your shoulders are on your back, lengthen through your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your arms into a cactus pose. A cactus pose, but your spine is lengthening forward. Then push down through your feet, rise up, inhale, arms lift towards the sky, exhale, hands at your heart, rub your palms together. We got to keep the warmth going. Interlace your fingers, press your palms away, and circle one elbow, then the other one. Just kind of lifting it, circling it around and down, and then alternating. So these movements, yeah, just kind of enjoy the swinging, flowing movement. Okay, let's lift up this right leg and bring it back to center. We're back to center. And we'll do the other side. So inhale. Take this left leg, bring it up and down, and do it a few times. So inhale it up, exhale it down. Take your time and feel the movement. Or if you want to speed it up, go for it. See, this is your practice. You're at home. Nobody's going to make any comments about what you're doing or not. Just be with your movement. And then let's do the same thing now on this side. Lean forward, roll the shoulders up and back a few times. This feels good. You might feel some crunchies. And then next time your shoulders roll back, push your palms down, lengthen your spine forward, arms into a cactus. So you're tipping the back of your hands back. Just back a little bit. You can feel your shoulder blades on your back. And we're going to lift up, push our toes down, heels up, spine is upright. You got it. And then exhale, lower heels, lean forward, lengthen spine. Push down through mounds of toes, heels lift, rise up. Lower the heels down, lift your arms skyward, maybe gaze up towards your fingertips, and exhale, bring your palms down towards heart center, rub your palms together, and press the palms away and circle the elbows. So we're doing a little bit of flossing action as the arms press upright. Yes, yes, I love it. You might sway side to side a little bit. We'll release the arms, lift the left foot, bring it back next to the right. Let's extend our legs long and get a good stretch. So hold on to the sides of the chair. Point your toes away, pull them towards you, and circle around and about with your ankles, and then flex the feet towards you. Now, you can't see this movement, but push your heels down. And as you push your heels down, see if you can make a little space behind your knees. So they're not locking. They're like a boing up, you know? So there's like you can exaggerate it with a little bend of the knee. And then point your toes and then boing it up again. The knees lift. There's a little bend behind the legs. Point the toes away, kneecaps lift, little softness behind there, and let's bring the feet back in. Give yourself a little bit of tap, tap, taps. Wake up the body. Always waking it up this time of year. It really needs to be woken up. You know, this is nesting time, right? We do want to do a little bit more sleeping. There is more darkness. Go ahead and flap the hands up and down and arms. And then arms wide, you're going to give yourself a big hug. Right arm over left, big hug. That's it. Big hug. Really give yourself a squeeze. And then slowly take an inhale. On your exhale, pull your belly in and make a little teeny twist towards your right. So the spine is twisting towards the right. And then inhale back to center. Open up your arms wide. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. That's right. Lift your toes. Place them down. Now, left arm over right. Big hug. Big hug. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the belly in and up. Lift tall through the spine. Twisting, a little twist now towards your left. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Open up your arms wide and exhale, release down. Let's find our way now to warrior one variation. It's really, or crescent. I'm going to bring a block so you can see, and maybe a blanket too. Just a little something for a cushion. And I'm going to put it here just so you can see. So we're going to face the right side of the chair. You might put the block down or a blanket down or both. Or maybe you need neither. So you're just going to see the prop is there. You'll use it if you want it. You can use pillows. So here's one way. The knee's gonna come, outside knee's gonna come down. I'm holding on to the back of the chair. The top of the ankle is down, and it's resting on the blanket. Now, if my knee wasn't going all the way down, I could add in another pillow or blanket. So it's all gonna depend on the length of your bones. And so place that down for now. My right sitting bone's on the chair, the left one's off of the chair. Now we're gonna lift tall, spine is tall, and make sure those ribs aren't jutting forward like that. Try to pull them up, try to pull them back and upwards. Do you feel like your shoulders are stacking over your hips? Now you can hold on to the chair for feeling like you're more secure, or maybe you lift the outside left arm up towards the sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Hug your knees towards each other. Hug your legs towards each other. Lift up tall. Now, some of you, I'm going to lower the arm down, may extend the back leg to get a little bit more of a stretch. It could be fully extended or bent, but a little bit further back. And now the toes are curled under, and we're getting a stretch in the front of this thigh. Again, try to pull your ribs back, lift up, hugging legs towards each other. Maybe the arm lifts. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Lower the arm down. Step your outside left leg forward. So now both feet are facing the right, and we're going to go to a twist. First twist. Well, actually, we did a little bit of a twist, but this will be a little bit more of a twist. So facing now the back of the chair, you can have both hands on the back of the chair and lift tall through the spine. Exhale as you twist. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Soft breath in. Soft breath out. Return to neutral and let's face forward. We'll do the other side. So a blanket, a block, whatever helps you, maybe nothing. You're going to face the left side. I'm going to put this blanket down. Especially if your feet cramp, it's nice to have the blanket. And then now my left hip's on the chair and the right one's a little bit off of it. Holding on to the back here. So my left hand is holding on to the back of the chair to stay upright. So we can check out our posture right here. Roll the shoulders up and back. Bend the outside knee. Place that knee on down. Feel your shoulders stacking over your ribs and your ribs over your pelvis. Breathe right here. Hug the legs isometrically towards each other. So it's like a magnet is bringing the legs towards each other. You'll feel your muscles activate. Inhale, lifting the outside arm, which is the right arm. By the way, it's always it's a possibility. It's not a must. You could keep this arm down and hold on to the chair if that feels safer for you. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Now we might extend this leg back, straighten it a little bit more. Make your adjustments. Make your adjustments. And this time I've got the toes curled under. We're muscularly hugging legs towards each other. We're checking out shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips, and we might lift that arm once again. Some of you might say I'm lifting both arms, and that's fine. It's a balance pose here. Even though you're sitting on the chair with the one hip, it is a balance pose. Breathe in, breathe out, and release. Step that foot forward and find your way back. Oh, I forgot the twist. I forgot the twist. You're facing towards your left. And we're going to take our hands to the back of the chair, roll the shoulders up and back, and you're twisting as you exhale because you're engaging your belly. You breathe in, you breathe out, exhaling as you twist. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And let's come to center. That was fun. Let's find our way to a few sun salute seated, and then we will move to standing. You can, of course, always stay seated and adapt for your body and how you're feeling. Exhale, lowering the arms down. Inhale, arms circle on up. Let's take a side bend towards the right. Now, you can have your outside hand holding onto the side of the chair, or you can take your right hand and clasp the wrist or forearm as you find your side bend towards the right. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, come to center. Let's find the other way. It will flow the arms down. And inhale, lift them up. Maybe you're gazing up towards your hands. Find a side bend now towards your left. Holding onto the chair with the outside arm, or using your left hand to give the right a little gentle lengthening towards your left. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Inhale, rise up. Let's exhale, hands to hips. Lengthen the spine forward. Arms out to the side like you're going to fly. Now, if this feels available to you, tap your hips down, lengthen your arms maybe a little bit forward. Your elbows could still be bent, and then bring them back out like you're going to swim. We'll pretend it's summer. Do a little bit of the breaststroke. Breathe in and breathe out. Soft breath in and soft breath out. Come back to center. Inhale, arms rise up, and exhaling, hands at the heart. All right, time to do a little standing action. So we're going to lift on up, and I'm going to move the chair on my block. Always move your props so that it's safe for you. And let's do our first wall dog. I hope you've been doing a little bit of stretching and yoga since I've seen you last, but if not, there's no time like the present. So we're going to take our hands to the chair and then walk back, feet about hip distance, maybe a little wider for balance. You can hold on to the side of the chair, but if it's available to you, press your palms into the seat of the chair. Really press your fingertips down, bend your knees and angle your sitting bones back like you're going to go skiing. You'll feel the weight go towards the back of your feet, towards your heels, and keep lengthening the spine forward as the hips move back. Lengthening the spine forward as the hips move back. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll walk back in towards the chair and come back upright. Notice how your body feels. We are going to move into a lunge. We already did some seated lunges. You can repeat those or move in towards the standing ones using the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. So I'm facing the chair. Try and move this stuff a little bit. And we're in our hip distance apart mountain pose. Bending the knees. I'm going to step the left foot back and the right foot forward. We're in a lunge. Very similar to what we were doing when we were sitting on the chair. Hips are moving back. Knee is about over ankle and heel. spine is long and it kind of at a diag, right? Take a breath in and a breath out. The back knee, you can try to straighten it. If it doesn't straighten all the way, don't worry about it. Or the back half. Breathe in, breathe out. This thigh is working, this hip is working. Now we're going to push down through the front foot and step the left foot to meet the right and rise back to our mountain pose. Take your time, use your breath to come on up. That looks great. Let's go to the other side. Hands are on the chair. Left foot stays forward, right leg moves back. Take your time, make your adjustments. You might want to walk this back leg out to the right a little bit. That's going to give you a wider stance. Left knee is bending and it's over that ankle and heel. Breathe in, breathe out, pull that belly in and up. Spine is long, gaze is forward. So your spine is long. We're not dropping the head down. The head is up. It's in line with the spine. We've got strong legs. You can try to press your heel back. You can bend the knee a little bit in that back leg. Breathe in, breathe out, hugging legs towards each other. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to step the right foot to meet the left. Rise on up. Hands are at the heart. All right, we'll go a little bit faster and maybe add in a little bit more as we go back to our lunges. These are so good for our legs, waking up the legs. Hands on the seat of the chair. Right leg is forward, left leg is back. Find your lunge. Nice long spine. And now bend the back knee. You're going to feel more work going on in this front thigh. And then straighten the back. So towards straightening, it may not straighten all the way. That's okay. Bending and straightening a few times. Then find your lunge. Maybe keep your left hand on the chair and take your right arm out to the side. So it's opposite hand. As we got our right knee forward and our left hand on the chair. And maybe the right arm goes to the side. Palm is facing down, feel your shoulder blade on your back. Now you could stay here, you could put the hand back down, or maybe you take the arm forward. Breathe in, breathe out. The most challenging is the arm forward. This gets this hip, you'll just feel more weight in your hip because the more the energy is moving frontward, in front of you. And then place that hand down. Let's step the left foot to meet the right. Come on up. Maybe you lift your arms up overhead. Maybe you kind of just shake out your hands a little bit. We'll go to the other side. We got our left foot forward and our right leg back. And knee is over ankle and foot. Breathe in. Breathe out, maybe bend that back knee and straighten it, hugging legs towards each other. Feel the activation in even your hip, pulling that left hip back, hugging you can imagine hugging legs towards each other. Now, you might take the left arm out to the side as you breathe. Spine is long, belly's pulling in and up. Maybe you take the arm forward. Try to keep the shoulders neutral. So we don't want them creeping up towards your ears. Breathe in, breathe out. And when you're ready, place your hand down, step your back foot to meet your front, and come on up. Let's play with horsey pose. You know I love that pose. So you can face the chair. You could also sit down in the chair. We didn't do this pose in the chair, but you are welcome to do it today. It's very effective. It's very good for our bones and opening our thighs. So open up your feet wide. It's also known as goddess pose. And turn your toes out. And then bend your knees over your ankles. Hands are, they could be on the chair. I think that's good for them. Or, so they could be on the seat of the chair or on your thighs. Roll the shoulders up and back. We're in leaning goddess. Hips are going back. Knees are opening. So yeah, you might be feeling this through your inner thighs. Thighs are working. Spine is forward. Maybe hands are on chair or maybe hands are on thighs. Rolling shoulders back. Yes, this is intense. It is. If you need to come out of it, do. Stay anywhere, like we want to start to work towards 12 seconds, maybe even longer. Hands to chair, straighten legs, take all 10 toes forward, then walk your feet back in. How did your body feel in that horsey pose? Or goddess pose, whatever you prefer. Let's try it one more time. Feet wide, toes turn out. Use the chair in front of you for balance. Bend your knees, take them out to the side towards your pinky toes. Hands are on chair, sitting bones are back. Maybe hands are at thighs. You're leaning forward. You're breathing. So much to think about. Push down through your feet. Pull your bellies in. Gaze forward and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go as deep as you feel. You get to make the pose your pose. And then slowly come on out of it. All 10 toes forward. Walk your feet in. Yes, we are working our legs. We must work our legs. Let's find our way down to the earth. Take your time. Let's go slowly and safely. So I'm going to move the chair to the side here and place a blanket down for the knees. Now we're going to go to spinal balance. So if you're staying in the chair, this is how spinal balance looks in the chair. I'll show it on all fours in a moment. So this is how spinal balance looks in the chair if you're going to be staying upright. So coming on down, facing the chair. This is a pose, really. You know, getting down to the earth and getting back up, that's big. That's very big. If you feel safe to do it. So hands on chair, lowering one knee and then the other. I'm going to move this chair out of the way for your viewing purposes. And find my way to table pose on my knees. So knees are about hip distance apart. Hands are forward so we can lengthen our table. Think about your long holiday table and all that delicious food that was on your table. Palms are just about under your shoulders. I like them slightly forward of the shoulders, spreading fingers, pushing tips of fingers down. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. We're going to extend the right leg back. And you get to decide whether you're going to lift the leg or not. And then left fingertips are going to go forward or up. So you can find any variation. Left arm up, right toes down. Left fingertips down, right leg up. We're playing with balance. Gaze forward and down if you're on the earth. If you're seated in the chair, gaze forward, find a spot to stare at. Push that heel away from you. Feel your core engaging. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Inhale and exhale. Lower the hand down, lower the knee down. Let your hips sway right and left and left and right. And circle the hips around and about, and the other way. Come back, extending the left leg forward, shoulder blades on your back, belly toning. Perhaps extending the right arm forward or up, left leg down or up. You might feel a little bit of shaking. That's okay. Push out through your heel, whether the toes are down or they're up. Lengthen through your fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. You might notice you're building a little heat, and that's okay. But if it's too much, come out of the pose. Take a little break. Bring the hand down. Bring the knee down. Let's find our way towards a child pose. If you're in the chair, you could have two chairs and go into a child pose, which I'm going to show in a minute. But if you're on the earth, toes together, knees apart, fingers forward. Your elbows may be bent to protect your shoulders. I love swaying the hips right and left to release the lower back. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, so if you're in the chair, you can have another chair facing the chair for your child's pose, and then your hands can go forward on that chair. So it would look something like this. Pretend I got a chair here. So that would be another way to do the child pose. You could widen your legs so they're surrounding the chair in front of you, and that's a very nice version of child pose. Some people love child pose and some people do not like it. They don't like it. Let's do a few yoga push-ups before we go on to our back. So we're on our knees, palms are forward. Let's lean forward like we're going towards a plank. And then we're going to pull the belly in and up and press down as we lower down, but try to keep this from happening. Don't let this body collapse. Keep the ribs up. Keep extending forward and down. You do not need to go all the way down. So let's exhale down, inhale up. As you come up, you're pushing down into the earth. Another option, if you're not going to the mat, is to face a wall and do wall push-ups. Those are great. Those are really good too. Good to mix it up and try different things. A few more of these. I should say 25 since the year is 25. That would be a lot though. How about we do 10? Somewhere around 10. Exhale, lowering down, elbows bending. Press down, rise up. Breathing as you do your yoga push-ups. Make sure you're pushing down through the whole hand and weight isn't going towards the outside of the hand. That'll hurt your wrist. We don't need that. Maybe you got to about the place where you want to be. Maybe you're going to do a few more. From there, lower down onto your elbows. Walk your elbows forward, pull your belly in and up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath is in, and breath is out. And then we will slowly walk ourselves back, and so we'll lower down onto our backs. For the next part of our class, onto our backs. Keep a strap nearby, maybe a block. It's always good to have these props. You've got your blanket. We're going into bridge prep pose on the back. And so feet are just about hip distance apart. Walk your shoulders towards your ears so you get nice and long. We're in bridge prep right here. let's tilt the pelvis forward and back just to get that lower back moving. So just like cat and cow, the top of your pelvis is moving up towards the sky and then down towards the earth. So we've got this curve going up and down. Like cat and cow pose, you might know it as pelvic tilt. Inhaling as the pelvis moves up. Exhaling as the pelvis moves down. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Inhale, exhale. In and out. Roll it forward, roll it back. Let's find neutral. Neutral somewhere between front or lifting up and down towards the earth with our spine. And now we're going to push down through our hips. Take your arms into a robot. So pushing the upper arms down, pushing the feet down, lifting the hips up for bridge pose. Now you can walk your arms towards each other, lifting your shoulders up. Breathe in. Breathe out in your bridge pose. You don't need to thrust your hips up too high. Lifting your heart. This is a beautiful back bend. Make sure that the back of your neck is not pushing in towards the floor. And let's exhale and slowly lower down. We'll go up again, working towards holding it for 10 seconds. But if you need to come on down, please do. Other options are placing a block in between your thighs. I'll show that. Or maybe a strap around your shins. I'll show that next. So here we go. And your arms can be in robot, but they also could be out to the side. That's a nice way to experiment with it. I like palms up. You're pushing your arms down, lifting up into bridge. You might walk your shoulders underneath you. Hug the block. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel your feet pushing down into the earth. Breath is in. Breath is out. Exhale and lower down. Now the last way I'm going to show it, just some people like this, and it helps them keep their legs in place, is to place the strap around your shins. Hold on to the strap, roll your shoulders up and back, because this is a back bend. Push down through your feet, pull the strap. You're pushing your shins forward, your feet down, your heart up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath is in, and breath is out. In and out. Soft breath in, soft breath out. When you're ready, come on down. Let's find our way to number 4 pose. That also is really nice in the chair. So crossing right ankle over left thigh, and then gently pressing right thigh away. You might pull the knee in towards you to get a good stretch in this hip or inner thigh. You can use your hands behind the left thigh or around the shin. I use my elbow to push the right thigh away. You could use your right hand. We're trying to keep the hips level and get a little stretch in this hip. Breathe in and tell your right hip how much you love it. Breathe in. From a stretch. The body is stiff. It takes a while to open it up. You can stay in these stretches even longer. Crossing left thigh over right, or left ankle over right thigh. Pressing left thigh over. Pulling the knee towards us, pressing the elbow away. Nice hip opener on the left side. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. And just notice, like, my right side is tighter than the left. Just notice, you'll know. You might stay longer on the tighter side, but don't ignore the other side. We still want to give the other side its due time in this stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Lower the feet down, and we're going to go towards a windshield wiper. So arms are in this cactus or goalpost. It's football season, right? It's still football playoffs. Go Lions. And so let's let the right knee fall down towards the left, keeping the left leg up. And so this is a little bit of a windshield wiper. And then inhale and lift the right knee and let the left leg go down. And you can kind of switch it up like a windshield wiper. One side and then the other. You can stay on one side and maybe stretch the arm back to get a good side body lengthening. And then the other side, left knee falls towards right, left arm reaches back. In and breathe out. Breathing in and out as we lengthen long. Then bring the knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug. Roll around on your spine. Maybe roll a little bit forward and back. You can feel that pelvic tilt. Placing your left leg down and the right leg is going upwards with a strap around the foot for our leg stretch. Pushing the right heel up. So our leg is over our hip. Now start there. See if you feel a stretch. If it's too much to have this knee over the hip, lengthen the leg forward. See if you get a stretch that way. Another option is to lengthen the leg, but I consider that the last option because you want to make sure you're keeping your hips level. The most important thing is getting a good stretch through the back of this leg. And so if it's too much with this leg lengthened, bend the knee, please. Stay in this position for at least 3 to 5 breaths or longer. And then when you're ready, take the leg out to the side, keeping the pelvis level. Same thing, 3 to 5 breaths. Now, if this left hip starts to lift up, put it down. Make sure it goes down. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're ready, lift the leg up and maybe cross it towards the left. You're going to feel a stretch now along the outside of the right leg. Pushing that heel away. Yes, you can lift this right hip up if you so desire. So feel, what are you feeling in this stretch? Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Leg rises, lower it down. Don't hit yourself in the face with the strap. And let's go for the other side. So placing the strap around your left foot. And now I've got the right knee bent. If this is too much, then lengthen the leg forward and see how that is for you. Some people get a stretch here when they straighten their leg. Some don't. If you don't here, bring it on up. And if you don't here, lengthen the bottom leg. Push the heel up and away from you. Toes towards you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel your ribs. If they're lifting up, press them down. We want those lower floating ribs pressing down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Important. This breath is super duper important. Taking the leg out towards the left now. I've got a wall in my way. I'm going to move over to the right a little bit here. Now, you want to keep that right hip down. Don't let it creep up. If it creeps up like that, push it down and maybe don't lower the left leg so much. Breathe in. Breathe out. Same thing. You might extend the bottom leg, the right leg, but that's only if you're not getting enough of a stretch with the knee bent. When you're ready, lifting the leg up, crossing over the midline. Feel the outside of the left hip. You might feel it along the whole outside of the left leg as you cross the leg over the midline. These stretches are so, so, so important. Leg comes up, lower it down, just kind of feel how your body feels at this moment and ask yourself, what else do I need? What else does my body need right now? For your final resting pose, you can put your feet up on a chair. If you're in a chair, you can put a chair in front of you and rest your legs on it or an ottoman. You could put a bolster under your knees. You might start with your knees apart for a little butterfly action. If you do that, put a block underneath your thighs so you can rest like this. And this is a nice way to rest, but eventually you're going to want to close your legs up. You can have the knees together, feet apart, or go to your final resting pose. I think most people like the bolster under their knees, which I will demo because it feels good. And this may be where you're at. So this time of year, a lot of people really want to rest. One of my fellow teachers was saying that in her studio, people are preferring the restorative and relaxation classes and stretching this time of year, but it is really good to have both. So you add in a little restorative pose for yourself sometime during your day or a few times during your day, and relax and breathe. Let the whole body relax in whatever pose you choose. This is where the body releases and lets go. Let's go. Release and let go. Inhaling and exhaling as the body softens, releases, and lets go. Softens, releases as you exhale. Inhales a soothing breath in. Exhales a releasing breath out. And you can stay in your restorative pose for as long as you wish. I encourage it. I get you guys on Friday before the weekend. Great way to prep for the weekend in your restorative poses. When you're ready, you come out of it into a seated position, very slowly, taking your time, knowing there's no rush, no rush. We'll bring our hands together in front of our heart for any of those you who are completing your practice. If not, have a wonderful weekend. I bow in, wishing you many blessings, sending positive thoughts to the LA area. Sending warm wishes to each of you. Thank you so much for sharing your light with with the whole Michigan Parkinson Foundation community. Namaste, everyone. It's so good to be back with you in 2025.